You were here when the news broke that he was being nominated. You're here when the news breaks he's not going to be nominated.
This is probably the least surprising development in terms of the Fed in Washington in some time, because Herman Cain was in trouble from the very beginning. He's been accused in his presidential campaign of sexual harassment, and that's just not going to fly in these Me Too days. Also, he continued to be a political advocate in his blog posts from the time he left the political arena, and has been very, very strong in some of his opinions that didn't go over well with even Republicans. The Republicans on Capitol Hill said to the president, this isn't going to work.
This may be a mild embarrassment, perhaps, to the White House. It's hard to know exactly. At the same time, has the president sort of gotten his message across? He wants somebody on the Fed who's going to like low interest rates. That was clear with Herman Cain. It's also true with Stephen Moore. He'll find somebody who hasn't had the problems that Mr. Cain has had.
Well, it all depends on who he finds. There are respected economists out there who would probably say you don't need to raise interest rates any further, and maybe even suggest a cut if necessary. The Fed did that in the 1990s to try to bring the economy to a soft landing. The problem with Stephen Moore and Herman Cain, as far as people in Washington are concerned, and people who watch the Fed, is that both were political actors first and weren't really focused on the economy. Their idea was cut taxes in Stephen Moore's case. And in Herman Cain's case, it's not exactly clear why the president supported him, because he was a very strong raise rates person until Trump was elected and then flipped.
At the same time, as we compare Herman Cain on the one hand with Stephen Moore on the other, we had Republican senators say we will not vote for Mr. Cain. Do we have that with Moore?
We haven't had that yet, and that's what people are watching for. Now, Stephen Moore has his own problems with women. CNN just a short time ago publishing a story that had him disparaging the idea of women in certain workplaces, and he's got a long history of problems with his marriage that have come up. So does that disqualify him? Or does the fact that Herman Cain withdraws make Republicans a little more determined to nominate at least one of the president's choices? The problem with both of them is the president said he wanted to appoint them before they went through the vetting process. Yeah. There's always problems that turn up in the vetting process, and maybe he would have been better off waiting.
Yeah, somebody has to talk to them about trial balloons. There are trial balloons you float without actually the president talking about the person, in my experience.
Yeah, Herman Cain's balloon got popped very quickly. We'll see how much altitude Stephen Moore's got.
Okay.